made it to Japan. Just walking towards arrivals to get my bags. It's nearly midnight. Hello everyone, I'm here. I made it to Japan in one piece. Amazing. Today's been incredible, exciting, exhausting. It's been everything. My flight was amazing. I literally packed an hour before I had to leave. It got a little bit hairy dealing with trying to make room on my computer so that I could bring my computer and make these videos. I need to leave in 10 minutes. It was a little bit trying, to say the least. But I made it. I'm here. So my very first impression of Japan is that it's very clean and very organized, very gentle and very kind. For such a big city, I keep staring at the streets wondering why it looks so clean. Everything, the brick, the cement, there's no litter anywhere. Everything is so organized and so well thought out. Everything. They even have, their signage is interesting, the way that their streets are laid out are interesting, their buildings are interesting, the people are so kind. I had a bit of a kerfuffle when I got in last night at 2 o'clock in the morning with the hostel, and they just, it was no problem at all, even though there was a problem and they didn't really know that I had a bed. They just were very accommodating. Everyone's very, very, very kind. So this morning it poured buckets. It just poured and poured and poured. My feet got a little bit wet. It wasn't great. We had to walk over to the second hostel where half of the other campers from Type Camp are. So we walked over and we met up with them, and it was really, really, really great to see some of my friends again. I've really missed them. Today we experienced the trains in commuting hours, which was really not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Perhaps I am now a seasoned London veteran, or perhaps maybe we just didn't see the worst of it. But I was expecting to see train guards having to push people onto the train so that the doors will close, and we didn't see any of that. In fact, there was quite a bit of room compared to what traveling on the southeastern trains every morning when you're squished like sardines in London traffic was like. One thing that's really interesting that I learned about the train system is that every stop has a song. So when the doors open, there's a little ring, a little jingle, and it's always different for every stop. So if you are blind, or even if you just can't see what the signs are saying, you can hear what stop you're at just by knowing the tune. The train system itself is quite amazing, just seeing how they deal with wayfinding and letting you know what stop that you're at, and the different advertising. One ad in particular was quite funny that I kept seeing everywhere, saying "enjoy girls," which I kept reading as "enjoy girls," which is slightly inappropriate. The other thing that kept messing me up was the escalators. So normally I'm used to standing on the right and walking up the left, but here you stand on the left and walk up the right, or walk down the right. So I was that annoying tourist who was getting it wrong and holding up the line until I finally figured it out. And now I'm sure I'll go home and I'll get it all messed up again. Another really funny thing that I noticed is that everywhere you go, there's an umbrella stand. So at the front door. So you take your shoes off, and you often have slippers given to you, and then you have a little umbrella stand that you put your umbrella in. And one of the places we went to, the umbrella stand had a lock, which we thought was very amusing, and we wondered what, is an umbrella stealing something that happens quite often here? The other thing that is interesting to contrast that is we saw lots of bicycles. People ride their bikes everywhere, and they put them on the sidewalk when they go in to get their grocery shopping, and none of them are locked. So this begs the question, are umbrellas worth more than bicycles? Or are umbrellas more likely to get stolen than bicycles? I don't know. So today we met some of the fine folks at Morisawa, which is a type foundry that does Japanese scripts, among many other types of scripts. So a type foundry, for anyone who doesn't know, is a company that designs fonts, basically. But we learned all about their history and learned about the different ways that Japanese script fonts have evolved, and that they have something like I'm going to get this figure wrong, but I think over 2,000 different characters. So if you think about how the Latin alphabet has 26 letters that we have to deal with, plus a few glyphs here and there, so an ampersand, any punctuation marks, N dash, M dash, blah blah blah. So the Japanese language has over 2,000 of them that they have to make. So that's quite amazing, and we learned their process of how they do it, and they all start with pencil on paper, even though they always end up digitized. All of the fonts start hand-drawn. So that was really, really cool. At dinner time, we were left to our own to go decide where we wanted to go, so quite a few campers split up, and just a few of us ended up going to a place just right around the corner from our hostel. But everyone that we went with, there was 3 of us that went, and we were all English speaking. So the camp is a mix of English and Japanese speaking people. But we were just English speakers, and the restaurant didn't have any English speaking staff. And their menu didn't have any pictures. So we literally had to guess. And I looked up on my phone how to say vegetarian, because I'm a vegetarian. I managed to say this to the waiter, and he went, "Oh, okay," and then he pointed at 3 different items on the menu, which of course I couldn't read, and said that they were vegetarian, and he asked me which one I wanted. So I just picked one. I just pointed at one that I liked the look of the letters, and I had no idea what I was going to get. But it was a really delicious salad, so that was a great surprise. We're going to tell the camera that it's really spicy. It's just like a normal pepper. Yeah. And the last thing that we did on the way back to the hostel was we stopped at a grocery store. So we had a full-on grocery experience, Japanese style, which was really cool because there was tons of different types of foods, all sorts of fish, of course, and octopus, and the milk. The kind of dairy aisle was quite interesting to see all these Japanese characters on the boxes. Just the cartons all look very different. There was a strange radio playing in the bakery section. We found these jelly things. It was very fun. And it strikes me how something as simple as going shopping, which I find very mundane at home and I hate it, can be an adventure here, because you literally don't know what you're looking at, or sometimes you can't figure out what you're looking at, but you might not like it. Tomorrow is our last day in Tokyo, and then we're going out to the country, and we will be doing more of the kind of traditional type camp retreat where we're staying in a big house and we're all working together in the same space. So tomorrow is going to be more, I think we have one workshop and then a lot of exploring and then traveling into the country, and then we'll get into the real kind of juicy craft. So looking forward to tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Bye!